watching Unapologetic Filmmaking and Dope-ish.
What film?
Just got serious.
I know.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, whoa, he was a very white one. I was like,
no, but
what film?
But what film actually made you feel like I want to be a creator? I want to create. It's a big difference from, I'm just watching films like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and start writing like you said at your job. It's like I want to start doing this.
Oh man, that's tough. So I guess there are kind of a few films out there that really kind of struck me in a way. So the first film that I saw in theaters that was kind of set me on the trajectory for the rest of my life was the 1989 Batman.
Oh God, with Michael Keaton.
I'm sitting in the theater as this little kid, and all of a sudden he comes down for the first time with the smoke and the fog and everything.
Yeah.
He lifts his cape up, and I'm just like, yup, I'm in. Wow. Let's do that forever. Right? Can I be Batman?
He ripped off his jeans and he had his tights on underneath.
So let me just go make Batman. Right. So that was kind of what spurred me into like a creative world and how I always want. I mean, I've always been a creative person, but that's where I was like, oh, I can do that. That is amazing. Let's do that. And then,
you know what? I actually met the guy. Sorry, real quick.
No.
I met the guy who owns Batman, who pushed for the Michael Keaton version of Batman because before it was the pow zing. Yeah. He was the guy that started all of the superhero stuff.
Oh yeah. Just lost his name, but
yeah, I forgot his name too. But he's like super alt. Like he bought Batman for I think he said like $20,000. Bought Batman for $20,000.
Insane.
And now he owns Batman. Like he was just walking around campus just smiling. I was like, you fucking own Batman. I mean, I was just saying, dude. Like, yeah, man. So, but no, it just brought me back to.
No, it's cool. I figured at some point this conversation would turn to Batman. But anybody that knows me, I know. I'm mad about it.
We're gonna have a Batman glass for you next time you come back.
You better.
Seriously.
But no. So that was that. I mean, obviously Star Wars left an impression.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful to look at. I never got super into it, but I was really into the production design.
He's leaving now.
Yeah. No, I mean, like it wasn't something I grew up with the same way a lot of people.
Right.
I was kind of just focused on Batman, honestly. But no, I always loved it. I always had an appreciation for it. But the thing that really, to your question, when I realized that movies could be art and they could be kind of transcendent as far as art and blockbuster or the casual entertainment at the same time. Honestly, it was The Prestige. Like that is like my favorite movie.
That's a dope.
Because the way it's structured and all these other things. I mean, Memento did it too.
Right.
Loved it. There are so many. I mean, you can go back and be like, oh, these French New Wave or all these other movies and whatever. And like those are a lot of really great movies, and I'm not discounting them at all. But for me, personally, something that is entertaining that I could pop on a casual, like, rainy Sunday and just watch.
Right.
But still appreciate the art and inspires me to go do something more clever. And not just to be clever, but be clever.
Right. So let's go here. Let's go
things
here.
Like that.
Why do you do what you do?
I have to.
I love that answer.
I can't. I can't. I mean, I can't not.
That's why I'm smiling at for it. It's like, and I think I'm reading this book right now. I think it says "Start with Why," and it's about leadership. And they talk about Steve Jobs and basically the most successful companies on the planet. And one of the things is it's not about how fancy you can get doing whatever you do, but why you do what you do.
Right.
And once you know that, and once you can convey that to whoever, like that's when you actually get true fans, And that just made me think about it. I'm like, I feel like we kind of gel with people who really understand their why, and their why is kind of aligned with our why. You know what I'm saying? Like for us, it's just kind of making a difference in the planet the way that we know how to through art. And it's you can do it. I mean it's been proven through all kinds of different films and things like that. So that's like major for us. But not being able to not do it is huge too, because that I definitely feel that way. Like,
yeah, I mean, those years where I was not able to do it at all and I was stuck in the corporate job, it was like
punishment for adults.
Yeah, it was just purgatory. I just felt like I was nothing, and I felt like I was wasting me. I felt like I was trying to be somebody that I'm not, even though I wasn't actively trying. I was just trying to survive and make money, but that ultimately became how it felt. Like it was just survival. It wasn't living. Right. And once I was able to actually go after what I loved and my reason for being here on this planet, it felt like I was really able to become the fullest version of myself, and I'm still becoming that. But you know, I felt fulfilled, and I felt, I mean, there are rarely days that I go home from a job, like a set or something, that I don't feel some sort of achievement or fulfillment. Right. You know, even the bad days. Even the bad days, you come back and you're like, yeah, but that sucked. Yeah, you could be asking, but I can't wait to do it again. Yeah, you could be asking, do you want fries with that? Or and I mean, look, everybody's got something in them that they want. Right. You know, when you really boil it down, you cut through all the bullshit, and everybody can just get out of their own way and just go, what is my reason? Right. And I know this sounds like a self-help thing, but it's like, it's not just filmmaking. Filmmaking is that for us, but everybody has got that thing, their reason. Right. You know, and we're lucky enough that we were able to find it and find a way to tap into it. And the thing that kills me, and I'm getting on a diatribe, but just go with me, it's fine. The thing that kills me is I knew what that felt like to have that in me and not have an outlet. So knowing that there are people out there that don't know of ways to get involved and get into a position where they can do the things they love, that sucks. That hurts me because I want that for them so badly. Because there may be the next Nolan or Fincher or Scorsese or Spielberg or somebody out there, but they're just walking around, like you said, do you want fries with that? Right. And I mean, well, that kind of brings us to, I mean, the reason that we're doing the podcast, and it brings us to like our next point, which is we make sure this is in every show, and it's called the Power Up. You know, the inspirational quote of the week. So it's kind of just segueing right on into that. Sure, yeah. So we're actually giving you, you know, that platform. So what is your power? What is your mantra? So I've got this mantra that I take with me to set every day, and I mean, you can apply it in life too, but let me explain it so that we can kind of understand why. Alex, you actually hit on it a little bit earlier. My mantra is from the movie Tombstone. And we talked about this a little bit, but you guys, it's been a while since you've seen it. Right. The Western, for people who don't know from back in the day, was Billy the Kid and... No, it was Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. Oh, yeah, Doc Holliday. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. Man, so good.
Another Batman guy.
And Billy Bob Thornton, who is not in Batman. But, but yeah, Billy Bob Thornton was in it, and he was Ike, I think, and... So Ike was this kind of cowardly character, and there's the showdown at the OK Corral that's about to happen. Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday are walking over to it. They're about to go throw some lead into some bad guys, right? And Ike comes running up, and he's all cowardly and is like asking and begging for mercy, and he's grabbing onto Wyatt Earp, and he's like, help, whatever, don't, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember exactly what he said. And Kurt Russell, as Wyatt Earp, just throws him off and says, Ike, get in the fight or get out of the way. And that is my mantra for filmmaking. I love that. And it sounds really aggressive, and it kind of is, but the idea behind it for me is you got to have your head in the game. Right. And help everybody else on set. Absolutely. If you come and onto set and you're like, oh, well, we don't have this battery charged. Yeah. Okay. Find out later. So, do something about it. Like, you need to come with if there's a problem, you need to come to the person that you need to report to or talk to about it, tell them what the problem is, no matter whose fault it is, and have at least two options on how to fix it. Right. Or I love that. I love that. You know, have something of value other than just a negative, because you are the brakes on this train at that point. And if you slam them on, the whole thing gets derailed.
You're right.
So if you don't come with the attitude of put ego aside, put everything else aside, let's get down to it, roll up our sleeves and figure out how we are going to overcome all the challenges that we're going to face, because you will face challenges.
Absolutely.
If you are able to just do that, then we're going to have a great time. We're all going to get along for the most part, and we're going to get a film made.
Right.
But if you don't, if you are just one of those naysayers, and if you just have that negative attitude, the whole thing goes to shit.
Heck yeah. You know what? I think the other big thing about that is what irritates the hell out of me is job titles.
Yeah.
Like, job titles are important so that you know what your job is and what needs to be done and so on and so forth. And that's great. But the thing that kills me is that people think that a job title makes you better than.
It's a prestige.
And I'm like I hate the above the line, below the line. I hate that. I hate it. Because it's like somehow, some kind of way, I'm a better human being than you are. So I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
No. You're absolutely right. I mean, there's that whole saying where it's always be nice to everybody, including the crafty PA or whatever, because they may end up being the producer on the next thing that you're on, which is I've seen happen.
Wow.
You know? I've seen it happen. So seriously, be nice to everybody. But the other thing is,
that shouldn't be the only reason.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I know, but some people.
But the idea that if you need it reinforced, you know.
Right.
But
make sure you.
Because some people are just dicks. Yeah, they just are.
Yeah. I know a few of them.
So even if you have to pretend because you're a dick, then pretend.
Yeah.
But but I think it's important to have job titles for one reason, and that is basically just the chain of command.
Oh, absolutely.
Hierarchy, because the one thing that slows a production down really quickly is if you got Johnny PA over here trying to give you advice on how to shoot this scene.
Oh God, yeah, that's bad. Yeah,
it's like, hey, why don't you come over here so I can punch you right in the face? Also, you're fired.
Right. And bring me a sandwich on the way out.
Now that's not to say he may not have a great idea.
Right. But there's a time and place.
Well, yeah, and if we're in a position where we were like, okay, I'm stuck, you're stuck, anybody got an idea?
Right.
Like, let me come to you.
Yeah,
If you're directing and I'm DP, I'd be like, Omari, I'm out of ideas. And you'd be like, man, I got nothing.
Right.
But then we have, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you as crafty PA, but you're standing right there. I'd be like, dude, I got nothing. And you're like, well, I mean, maybe
X, Y, and Z, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And bring us a sandwich, please, sir.
Yeah. I'd be like, that's
a sandwich.
That's a great idea. I take my coffee black.
right. Well, I mean, I think the other thing with that is you spend months, if not years, in pre-production.
Right.
So, sometimes suggestions could be completely counterproductive to the direction. And
all the time.
If you're not
all
familiar,
the time, but
yeah, but if you're not familiar with where the train is going, then you know.
Right. I mean, you don't want somebody from the back cabins of the train coming up front and being like, "Hey, engineer, I think we should put some more coal in the engine."
Right.
Be like, I think you need to go back to your seat.
Right.
I mean, I think there's a time and place for everything. The main thing is that it will just slow down production and it will cause tensions, and there's a certain kind of immediately you will write them off if they come up to you and start giving you suggestions. They may have a great one,
right?
But you're like, who the hell are you?
Right.
This is not your domain.
Yeah.
You work up to this. Right. You know what I mean? We've been doing this a long time, and we've worked our way to this job.
Right.
But I'm not arguing against you per se. I'm just saying that's the thing that is good for it.
Yeah.
The thing that makes it tough is when you have this better than you or holier than thou kind of attitude of just kind of absolutely dismissing everybody as a person or as a teammate or as a team member because you are on a team.
That's what I'm getting
at.
And
and each person has a role to play.
Right. And every role is I would say equally important.
Vital.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, imagine having the airy or red whatever out there, and you have all the everything is just great, and there's no damn sandwiches.
Right. Yeah.
See, Denzel is there with no sandwiches. Oh yeah.
Oh, that will shut it down immediately.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I feel like everyone is equally important, and then there is a hierarchy only for the purpose of making sure that things continue to get done.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, I don't know, I just get very irritated when people treat other people like less than because they're below a line or below a whatever. I just think that that's so, like, juvenile to me.
Yeah, I mean, you can do everything that you need to do with respect.
Absolutely.
And I think in the throes of making films, sometimes it can be stressful to the point where we lose ourselves a bit with the ability to communicate in a respectful way.
Right.
That's happened with me a few times. I regretfully have to admit, but it has. But the thing that I try to do is, even if it's at the end of the day, go up to the person that I may feel like, I kind of was a dick to that guy. Go up to him and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be a jerk. I just needed it done, and I was stressed out, and here's where I was in my head. And then after that, you should be good.
Yeah, you sent me a couple texts like that after shoots.
Well, I mean, things get crazy.
Yeah.
Things get,
but it's art, though.
You get feisty.
Yeah, it's art. I mean, like, when you're
passionate about it.
Yeah, exactly. When you're that passionate and you're always trying to push the envelope and do something that's just never been done, or in some kind of way, you know, tension's gonna run high. You know what I'm saying? But I think you gotta have a thick skin, and I think if you have a relationship before you go into production, that would make things better. Because for me, Alex would always be like, "What are you thinking? What are you thinking?" I'm like, why the hell does he keep asking what I'm thinking? But it's because I get this look on my face, like, deers see, like, like I just go into this zone. And it's just like I box everybody out, and that's kind of my, or sometimes I get irritated and I'm just like, okay, just everybody shut up,
Yeah.
But it's like, not like you're trying to be mean, but it can be perceived as or whatever,
Yep.
But like, I mean, like the text you sent me, I was like, dude, no, you're good, what I'm saying? But I appreciate that about you, what I'm saying? It's because I think being a good leader is being conscious of other people's feelings and in how you may come off. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be completely innocent. Because Alex, as you can see, he don't talk a whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you guys are doing a mighty fine job.
I'm babbling like crazy. Please shut me up.
Y'all doing a good job.
Please
Go ahead.
I mean, but Alex doesn't talk a whole lot. But the thing is, when he does talk, it's like, okay, like listen. You know what I'm saying? And people think that, like, maybe sometimes they think, well, maybe he doesn't know a whole lot or something until he speaks, and it's like, oh, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like everyone has not a role, but you know what I'm saying, everyone has a role that they kind of feel, and I feel like everything was equally as important. You know what I'm saying? It's just a perfect time, perfect place. People are gonna be who they're supposed to be, I guess. You know, and we just respect each other. We'll be good.
You are now watching Unapologetic Filmmaking and Dope